Hey guys, Matty here from DCLblogger.com. This is a really cool video. It's going to be about hodling or flipping your NFTs. So this is a kind of a topic that I guess people from an investment background come to the space and they fight with this issue because a lot of them come from cryptocurrency trading or the 2017 fiasco, right? Where it was like, well, how long do I hold this coin for? Do I sell it in the next week when it's gone up 100% or do I keep it if the project does better? And with NFTs, it's a similar but very, very different type of thing. It's a bigger beast with NFTs, there's a lot more to understand, and there's multiple strategies we can employ. So explore it with me. I hope to find the solution to that question together. Right, so with NFTs, what I normally look at is the top 7-day volume. And my kind of play is a little bit different to most others. So I kind of want to speak the language of many different investment styles. My investment style is to kind of go heavy on a project that I know has really good liquidity, so that if I do want to buy and sell, it's more larger pieces and I kind of buy from, I guess, medium to large whales that want to offload really big holdings, give them a bulk price. I provide that liquidity. Say they want to sell like, I don't know, 1,000 Ethereum worth of whatever assets, right? Well, it's very hard for them to sell that on the marketplace. They're going to drop the price pretty big. So I'll offer them like something like 600 Ethereum, get it off them, and then slowly sell it when I find, when people come and ask me about lands or whatever, I kind of show them what I have, and then kind of sell it like that. And so I only do about 3 to 4 trades a year, but that's my style. And that kind of goes with the projects that I'm doing. So for me, it's a bit of a mix as to how cheap I can get it, and if the demand is there, how quick the demand comes back to, I guess, sell what my assets are. But it also depends project to project. So I'm going to go through a few projects. Decentraland is one that's interesting, but in the first like 6 months to a year, we saw a lot of people that initially invested 1,000 mana suddenly, went up to 4,000 mana, then 8,000, then 10,000, and now it's kind of sitting at 15,000 mana. But it's taken about a good 2 years to get here. 15,000 mana is the cheapest, but we'll take a conservative 13 to 14,000 mana floor. That seems to be the price that things sell at. But let me check if I'm recording. Okay, I am recording there. Yep. So yeah, it has taken 2 years, right? But Decentraland is a different platform for me. Although most of my plays are with Decentraland, I grab large assets. So for example, one of my lands is this like big boy over here, which is 88 pieces. I'm selling it for like 30 to 40,000 mana each, which is obviously a lot larger than the base price, right? But it's because it's located in a good location, connected to a couple of big districts right near Crypto Valley, which is where we hold a lot of conferences, and I'm providing value to that area as well. Then hopefully I can sell it for something like 3 to 4 million mana, which is just like, I don't know, 150 to 200,000 USD currently with mana, with the mana situation. But the reason why I do this particular play and my strategy is a bit different is this is more of a hold strategy, because I have a large asset. I am putting value into the ecosystem that I'm holding this asset in, hopefully bringing on partners and VCs or companies that want to build on Decentraland and provide value to the ecosystem, so that the value of my land from where I originally invested to when I sell it is a lot more, because there's a lot more happening in Decentraland. I'm actively making that happen. So something like that's a long-term hold. We also have the art market. The art market's so exciting. I actually just came across, the art market's been around for ages, but I've only recently got really into whatever's going on with the sales and gotten really into some of these art pieces. There's a really nice piece by Xcopy, and I don't want to take the thunder away from the beauty of the art market. Hands down, it is amazing. It's great to see artists doing their thing and being incentivized for it. But let's talk about the money for 1 second, because that's the investment part of things is what's the video about. But look at this. 5 months ago, this piece was bought for 7 Ethereum, $1,000. Then it was sold for 15 Ethereum, 6,000 USD 1 day ago. Even if you just take the Ethereum value, because this fluctuates, but we have it at almost double the price in 5 months. In fact, there's many cases like this. If I kind of check out, in this piece here, this is Hackatow, hopefully I'm saying that right. But this one sold for 2 Ether 8 months ago, and then 24 Ether Ethereum 20 hours ago. So what's that? A 10x in 8 months. That's a bit of a long-term hold, right? 8 months is a longer than usual hold. It's not much of a flip, but I mean, like it is a flip, but it's a long-term flip. Um, and the reason for that is because the art industry is completely different. The art industry, how it works, what I've so far realized, and maybe I'm wrong, someone help me in the comments if I'm wrong and if you can shed more light. But basically, you're investing in the success of the artist. If you invest in the early pieces and these artists blow up on social media, suddenly they go from 1,000 followers to 100,000 followers and everyone loves their work. Sometimes because they're new to the art scene, no one really knows about them. So it's a good time to get in, buy the early pieces, buy their good pieces and kind of grow with the artist, help the artist integrate with Decentraland, or help them get into crypto voxels, bring awareness to their pieces and story, build on that, on their story. Especially with social media, suddenly if you have 100,000 followers, then your art gets a ton of views and publicity. So every art piece you put out there, you have, maybe 3 years from now, then you're going to have so much people interested in buying that art. So the cool thing about this art space is like you're kind of investing in like the early artists that you think might blow up just because of the way of their art, the fact that no one really knows about them yet, but you know that if they continue their work, their style, the way they conduct themselves on social media, that they're going to do really well in the future. So this is, in many cases, a long-term hold, and I think people that buy art pieces kind of fall in love with the art as well. So it's a longer-term hold. But guys, the art market is nuts. Like crypto, non-crypto related, some art pieces sell for hundreds of millions of dollars. Obviously, very historical and 1700, 1800 pieces, 1800s, the year 1800s pieces. They have a lot of historical context. Or even if you don't even take the larger ones, like some of those art pieces sell for tens of millions of dollars based on the artist and who follows them. So if those artists or those kind of collectors kind of move to cryptocurrency, which is a matter of time, because Bitcoin, I personally feel is just going to hit the hundreds of thousands of dollars mark, and it's going to be hard to, if you need Bitcoin and Ethereum to invest in the art market, and the art market starts to pop off big time, then that alone should bring a lot of collectors and investors into this space. But with that sort of a money, like if people get Bitcoin rich or Ethereum rich in the next bull run, suddenly Bitcoin goes from 10,000 USD to 50,000 USD. With so much happening in the NFT space now, where there's like art to buy, there's digital land to put that art, there's freaking digital pets that are like going nuts right now. So like all this stuff that's happening, they're going to come off that with a shit ton of money with somewhere that they want to put it. And if they understand a thing or two about art, they're going to look for the early pieces, and suddenly you're going to see these go from probably $1 million. I think like if we hit a bull run, one of these assets, whether it be the land market or the art market, they're going to do $1 million sale. It's going to happen. People coming off Bitcoin wealth with suddenly having a 10x portfolio, it's very easy to spend a portion of that money, especially when you already have like a bit of a gambler attitude having crypto, right? Crypto is a very high risk thing where people kind of go all in with in most of the time. So they're going to throw it around basically. So yeah, something like art is a longer term hold. Now pre-sales for projects are an interesting thing. I usually see a lot of flipping happening there, and that's because there's a lot of volume that it attracts. So something like I remember when Decentraland had their auction, and a lot of people were buying land like crazy. We also attracted a lot of new users that were interested in buying and setting up things here and there. And then when the auction finished, they were interested in buying land that connected to their land that they got in the auction. And it was easy to flip land that you bought because there was a lot of buy interest from a multitude of people. The same thing is kind of going to happen with other projects. I know NBA Top Shot is gonna do pretty well, I think, because I mean it's NBA. The type of stuff that they do looks like some events happening. Hopefully, I'm not on The Voice, but let's kind of look at the trading. See the selling and trading. I want to show you guys what it looks like if you haven't seen NBA Top Shot. But basically, they're moments of popular plays that have been tokenized. So it's a pretty interesting concept. There's a lot of early pieces you can get, and I think if you get like some of the early numbers, then you can have, they're more valuable. But this is still in beta. I don't think the marketplace has fully released yet, and they haven't done like a big marketing push for it yet. Man, I can't really pull up many more images, but I'm trying to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, I don't think I can. Basically, you click on it and it shows you the play, and you purchasing the play, right? It's like a kind of a it's kind of a cool collectible card thing. But yeah, so this kind of a activity, just because it's a frenzy, when pre-sales happen, it's a frenzy, right? People are throwing money there. They kind of hyped up based on the fact that there's like X amount of cards or there's X amount of lands for sale, that they kind of throw money at it, and there's a lot more buyer interest. So sellers, what they do is they jump in, they try and find valuable little pieces that they can buy in at a good price, and then they know that in 2 to 3 months, the hype usually dies down a little bit, which is natural. There's nothing wrong with the project. It's natural for hype to die down a little bit because the pre-sale's over, right? Basically, hype is based on opportunity. When people smell opportunity, they come running. So a pre-sale, what does it mean? A chance to get in early so that everyone runs there. So something like NBA Top Shot, no shade there. Like they're a good project. It seems like they're doing a lot of cool things. But the nature of a pre-sale or like wherever the hype goes to next, it's not just a pre-sale. Like even CryptoPunks, right? CryptoPunks went from nothing to, well, not nothing, but it went from a period of nothing, of like a lot of very low sales and volume to suddenly thousands or tens of thousands of dollars a day in sales, and suddenly it popped off, right? So people did a lot of buying and selling there in that particular area. They bought and then they were like, all right, well, I'm buying this cheap. I know that tomorrow it's going to increase by X amount because there's just so much interest, and boom, I sell it again. So they sold with that in mind. So, flipping and hodling is really a multitude of strategies that you can implement based on whatever you're investing in. Flipping, I don't do much in the sense that with pre-sales, I just don't have the fast fingers for it. People have bots set up. You don't really bring too much value to the project by flipping. At least you bring some liquidity, which is interest. You bring, conversations. You kind of, it's part and the nature of the business. Nothing wrong with it. You can't blame them. You can't blame people that are in it to make some money. That's what this space is about. It's to create that opportunity. But it comes with, like, you got to be aware of it based on the type of investor you are. For example, if you're really into NBA Top Shot and you want to buy this stuff for a long-term hold, then you got to know what you're doing and what type of phases it's in. But yeah, for me, it's kind of, if I drill it back a little bit, it's kind of, all right, so which projects are here for the long run? Which projects have the sustainability to go through another bear market of 4 years with no users, if that ever happens? Will they survive? Will they continue to grow and bring value to the platform? If that's a yes, then it's more of a longer term hold for me. If it's a no, then if there's opportunity for me to buy and kind of flip portfolios, then I do so. But yeah, that's my style. So flipping and hodling is really depending on the project and your style. Art market is just really exciting for me because there's some artists that I found that I really like their work and they're not popular. It's not that they're not popular yet, it's just that their art is just so appealing to so many people that they will get more popular in time, especially with social media. And I love the way they conduct themselves. They know how to market themselves. They know how to show their art to people and consistently update the people that follow and love them. And that sort of marketing and that sort of value creating where you're building more beautiful art pieces. You're not flooding the marketplace with your own art pieces. You're not creating a new art piece every day, but you're actually making valuable pieces and putting it out there with like your heart and soul. That makes a lot of difference to my strategy with the art market. And I think it's the overall strategy with art investing. But yeah, very exciting to see what's coming up in the future. I think in this year, I kind of see a lot of platforms maturing. We saw, with Super Rare, we saw a lot of, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, like this is a graph over here. Again, shout out to Non-Fungible, always fast on the data. But you see, like there wasn't much volume at the start, but now since last year, October, it's blown up and it's only going to start getting bigger, I think, especially if you look at that red line at the bottom. That kind of shows the volume in USD. You can see that it's growing pretty steadily, and that's the type of graph you want to see.